Formerly Delasny Studios, Stellar Studios was founded by superhero Tom Pemberton. During its heyday, it was right up there with Disney, Hanna-Barbera, and Filmation. And then stars Sylvester Pemberton and Patrick Dugan returned from hiatus, changed. If the crew did not know better, they'd say the boys had returned from war. Soon afterward, their #1 show, Stars and Stripes, came to an end, and their friendship along with it. While waiting on a camera setup, Patrick's mind was a million miles away, daydreaming of shining night. Sylvester, insensitive as usual, encouraged his friend to find love again, this time with a real girl and not Pinocchio. Furious, Patrick knocked Sylvester out cold and stormed off set. To paraphrase a classic song, when a man loves a woman, he'd turn his back on his best friend if he puts her down. Nowadays, the studio is a museum with exhibits on Guiding Light, Nightcat, Atari Force, Blue Devil, Mad Dog, and of course, Stars and Stripes. I still have my turbine-sparking Stars action figure. Sadly though, my Star Rocket Racer rolled off my bed and shattered on the floor. They were the best, and they specialized in the ridiculous. Jess Bright, physicist; Hugh Evans, astronomer; Karen Grace Davies, chemist; Rick Flagg, soldier of fortune. Give them a thrill ride, they're good. Give them a suicide mission, they're unbeatable. Gorgilla, Brutu, Googum, Dinosaur Island, Monstro, Sprag, Orgo, Goom. No monster born of Earth or stars stood a chance against the Suicide Squad. Grateful countries ran out of medals. So they rewarded the Suicide Squad with enough resources for an army. A world army. A madman had opened an Eternium vault. A wave of pure annihilation then descended on the universe. Millions of sapient species were devoured in under a year. The Nova Corps launched. The challengers of the unknown timed their return. The Ghost Patrol reappeared. Raptors dive-bombed. Ranians vowed no retreat. Owens wielded golden torches. Centaurians fired Yucca arrows. Elders recruited heroes. Badoon united. Displaced Earths vowed victory or damnation. Omega Men committed the impossible. Cosmic Avengers assembled, and 3 heroes led the charge. They were Richard Rider, Maria Rambeau, and Prince Gavin, the superstars. Wars redraw maps. World War II drew petty states. The Apocalypse War drew the surviving powers. Monopolies, oligarchs, and lotteries determine which states are too fat and which are too thin. This era might be a new golden age of heroism, but it is also a new dark age for those starving, hiding, and dying. Corporate society vows to end such tribal warfare. But will corporate society end it or reinvent it? Other worlds lie outside our seeing, beyond the beyond, at the edge of within. The Temple of Khonshu, erected by the Ancient Ones as a barricade at the portal between 2 dimensions, 2 separate realities, all to protect those who journey when the portal is open, all to protect the travelers of the night. But if the travelers are not careful, they may journey to that other world. In 1985, the Sterling family journeyed to that other world, never to be seen again. Every action begets a reaction. Every action and reaction is like poetry. They rhyme. 1968. Tom Strong discovers Terra Obscura on the far side of the Milky Way, believing the world to be proof of convergent evolution on a planetary and historical scale. Unknown to Tom at the time, Terra Obscura is actually an Earth displaced in hypertime. Strangely though, the heroic denizens of this world resemble those of both Earth 26 and Earth 38. Watchmen! It's Watchmen! Screw that rhyming nonsense. It's Watchmen with public domain heroes, and I don't care who. Foul play. Ruin the day. Displaced in hypertime, the Terribles are led by the INTJ anarchist known as Mr. Terrible. Intolerant of idiocracy, he culled, conditioned, and brainwashed billions to design an intellectual utopia. Spoiler, he failed. Now, in Hypertime 2.0, Mr. Terrible is back at the drawing board. Accompanying him are his henchmen Terra, Offspring, and Apparition. Each one a broken and pathetic soul. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Just terrible. They're the Terrifics, and they're fantastic. Michael Holt is the world's smartest man. Founder of Terrifitech, Holt aims to implement his ultimate goal, a post-scarcity society. Why? To level the playing field once and for all. Assisting him are the Terrifics, Metamorpho, Element Man, Plastic Man, the Waxwork Wacko, and Ghost Girl, Spooky Spy. Thrill as they face off against Earth One's Lord Havoc, Earth Zero's Monarch, subterranean terrorist Cave Carson, and Mobius, the Anti-Monitor. Fair play, win the day. Michael Holt is the impossible man with an impossible goal. Utilizing total recall, polymathic genius, physical conditioning, and an ability to mimic different personality types, Michael Holt founded Terrifitech with one goal: to level the playing field once and for all. The firm refers to its employees as students. The lessons? How to change business, economics, and learning. Terrifitech has refused to join corporate society, and corporate society is none too thrilled about that decision. Will fair play indeed win the day? Or will cheaters prosper in the long run? The Apocalypse War. The Skylanders desired no conflict with Apocalypse. Olympus led the consensus. Mortal agents would do as free will would allow to a point. Amazonia would exploit its nexus point for the world army to access the God Sphere and take the war to Darkseid's doorstep. Zeus ruled such will would not be free. A price had to be paid, and so Zeus closed the nexus point. The Olympians abandoned the Amazons. 12,000 years of Amazonian civilization was then reduced to rubble. Following the war, a doctrine for a return to normalcy was implemented. Questions were then asked. Who would host neutral territory? Who would safeguard it? Zeus declared, "Saving the world is not a job for women. It is a job for men." The Gargarians were chosen. Once enslaved breeding stock for the Amazons, the Gargarians had escaped into the Caucasus. So Zeus made them an offer they could not refuse. Save what remained of the world. The 9th century. Arak Red Hand, last of the Quantauka, drifts nearly lifeless among the North Atlantic waves. A faint breath carries the name Hino to his lips. A Viking expedition rescues and adopts him. The Vikings claim their god, Thunor, had guided them to Arak. But Arak wonders, was it Thunor or his own god, Hino? While raiding, the Vikings would encounter sorcerers from the eastern land of White Cathay. A sea serpent would then devour his adopted people. Flashing back to the apocalypse that claimed the Quantauka, Arak threw his hammer necklace at the serpent, attracting a thunderbolt and damning it. It was then Arak embarked on an adventure of a lifetime. All he had to do was trek to White Cathay to punish his adopted people's executioners. From the Frankish court of Charlemagne to Roman Constantinople, Arak battled Morgan Le Fay, Diablo, the Infinite Woman, the Amazons, and Judas Traveler. So was the time of Arak. Built from the ruins of Camelot, the Tower of Fate was the fort from where Arak and his allies made their final stand against Shumagorath and the Many-Angled Ones. Afterward, the tower became a depository for all rare and forbidden lore in the universe. A nexus point, the tower can teleport itself anywhere in space and time. Currently, historian Kent Nelson, scion of the Nasur family and inheritor of Nabu, his archaeologist wife Inza, and their adopted daughter Salem, occupy the edifice as a sentry tower. The edifice is infinite as humans understand the concept. So, what lurks and awaits inside? How about the mysterious man known as Telos? 1945, Berlin. A superhuman strike force evades falling bombs to pierce the real target of the war, Operation Broker. And who were these heroes? Phantom reporter, guerrilla journalist who uncovered and published the truth on his own. Captain Wonder, forerunner to both Damage and the Sentry. Blue Blade, Hollywood actor turned real-life Scarlet Saber. Witness, agent of Heimdall and father of psychic photographer Laura Mars. Electro, prototype for Project Marvex. Black Widow, spirit of vengeance. Fiery Mask, modern Prometheus who stole power from the Skullmen. Rockman, miner turned agent of subterranean Abysmia. Laughing Mask, earlier wearer of the Medusa mask. Mr. E, daredevil sporting man and ancestor of Ragman. Mastermind Excello, psychic whose powers were caused by Mysterium bullet wounds. Dynamic man, asexual android Puritan. And why were they chosen for the mission? They knew too much. 1931. Matthew Tyler hated Tom Strong. Time and time again, he failed to procure Goloka for commercial applications. And one day, he opened his lab to find a gift. Goloka. The gift card depicted a South Asian hooked cross he once saw in a textbook. Crossbreeding various strains, Tyler invented Miraclo. 1942. The Bureau of Applied Research recruits Tyler to create super soldiers for the war effort. 1945. Various wartime projects are shuttered. Names are redacted. 1946. Tyler recruits Drs. Nahr, Legrand, Zog, Joel and Joshua Williams, Schneider and Zurin to co-found Tyler Chemo-Robotics. The firm is a contractor for Black Ops under various pseudonyms. 1965. The Federal Bureau of Regulation is established, headed by Henry Lux. 1967. The phone company is spun off Tyler Chemo-Robotics. Today, you are alone. You notice a curious card. You read the directions printed on the back. You are then led to a phone book of forbidden lore. You open the book as a door opens in synchronicity. You step into an unseen order of the universe. A science as incomprehensible as the unseen colors of the invisible spectrum. You commune with an intelligence as incomprehensible to God as God is incomprehensible to you. Your stagnation ends. Your evolution begins. And why not? Is evolution not the natural order of things?